This is Uptick
All
Updates,
right.
episode 31. Hi, Brian. I hope the FTX fiasco has not affected you too much. How have you and the team been?
Pretty good, John. Good to see you again. Yeah. So this week is crypto drama.
Yeah,
So we're all watching, but in my view, it's healthy for the long term because we need to fix issue in the industry. So that will lead the long term growth of the industry, especially for the ecosystem development and the applications.
totally. Constantly improving. With Uptick and the testnet 2.0, you mentioned last time that you're going to have the Game of Uptick coming pretty soon. Today, could you give us kind of like a framework of how that's going to be run?
Okay, sure. The Optic testnet phase 2.0 has been up and running for one month. Early this week, we pushed the upgrade to the latest version of Optic chain.
Hmm.
So there's over more than half of the validator nodes get updated. Now we are ready to move to the next step. We need to really turn on some tasks for the testnet. We really want to make sure the testnet will be a place people can actively participate in the layer one level and also in the marketplace level. So the purpose is not just use it, of course, use it to experience the functionality and the usability is good. And also, we'd love to hear the feedback and suggestions on that. On the other side, we actually really hope people can do more like stress testing, whatever ways to find the security holes. So that's the real purpose of why we run the testnet, and also the key component test marketplace on top of that, right? So we want to find issues in different levels. That's the purpose. That's why we define this game of Optic testnet. There will be a lot of tasks defined. So for some tasks might be defined by the team because we already have a lot of things in mind. So we don't want to do everything by ourselves. We want to list it out and let the community to participate. So that's another purpose to run the testnet at this game of Optic testnet program, because we want to use this opportunity to have a close communication with our core community members, right? So that's the way to understand each other and this project, and to move forward together in the future. Yeah, today maybe I just briefly go through some steps that in our mind, how to move this game forward with the community. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Let me try to explain to you what we are planning to do. So basically, this game of Optic testnet will cover two major categories. One is the layer one network we're running.
Mm-hmm.
So right now we have over 150 active nodes and around totally over 300 nodes.
Okay.
So in this layer, there's a lot of things to do. Yeah, so that's one category.
That's the
The
Uptick chain,
other,
right? Uptick chain.
yeah, optic
Yep.
chain, yeah,
Okay.
optic chain and your optic nodes, optic validators
Mm-hmm.
nodes. Yeah. So the other major category is the NFT marketplace on top of that. So because as I said before, so Optic projects, we have three major elements, right? So the basic infrastructure, so we will keep building that on top of the layer one. So that's one thing. The other thing is the Optic marketplace. You can consider it's a digital asset exchange
Mm-hmm.
on top of that. It's also a major component of that. And the third part will be the ecosystem applications. So we're going to open up for everybody to build on top of that. So right now, so for this phase, we have the basic infrastructure, especially layer one, ready. At the same time, we have the basic marketplace ready. So basically, we're going to test out those two parts.
Great.
So yeah, so that's the purpose. So that's why we define the game of Optic testnet into those two major categories.
Mm-hmm.
For example, if Because basically, the whole Cosmos, we're building on top of the Cosmos SDK, and sitting on the Tendermint consensus engine. So in this basic level, we don't really need to test out in such level, because it has been tested many times, right, by many chains. So what we really need to do is to make sure the nodes built based on that can be running in a stable way. Especially we are always saying, so what we want to build is the NFT infrastructure. It's a business grade NFT infrastructure. We want to make sure the top tier of the nodes can run it in the business grade, right? Just like if it's a bank software, it requires financial grade infrastructure to run it, right? So that's the real purpose of we running this testnet with the validators. And also, in order to make sure it can be running in a very stable way with a high performance, we also need to have a lot of, I would say, tools and the utilities to build around it, right? So, for example, we can easily be alerted by some issues on the nodes. So we can quickly find out the way to recover the data if some accident happened, right? So so that the business on top of that can be resumed quickly without losing data. So yeah, there will be a lot of tasks related to this type of things. So we actually internally we call it just like a fire drill. So we want to run several rounds of fire drill, right? So to from different angles, stability, security, and also the recovery, something like that. So if we can really go through those cycles, especially some critical issues, then we can say, okay, we are running a business grade infrastructure layer, right?
Yeah.
To support the real business on top of that. Yes, that's something we are going to do. So by doing that, so we really encourage all the validator operator can participate, because most of them, they have a pretty good knowledge and the skills in this layer 1 level. Most of them have IT admin skill. So they know how to monitor things, how to fix things, right? How to make tools to make it friendly to the operation guys. So yeah, so that's something we really encourage them to participate. In return, if the tasks are accomplished, all those contributors will be, basically the official team will delegate some tokens on their nodes. So as a recognition, just like a points, it's counting, right? So by end of the testnet phase, the accumulated delegated tokens can be a measurement for their contribution, right? And might lead to the actual incentive tokens or some benefits. Yeah, so that's something we're thinking for this layer 1 validator level.
Is there going to be a leaderboard showing all of that? Who's doing the most work?
There will be a leaderboard, but we are still thinking how to make it simple. If the community can participate, can use some existing templates, that would be awesome. This can be, actually, it can be a separate task, right, in this game. So on the other side, so currently in the node browsers, in the Uptick testnet browsers, you can, all the validators are ranked by the number of delegation token. So that's actually can also be a simple way to see who is on the top, right? So
nice. I like the way you explain that. So basically the blockchain has already proven itself because you're using stuff that's already been tested thoroughly. But right now you're just testing the network, testing the validators. making sure it's business grade, ready to go. That's good.
We are not going to reinvent the wheel, or we just tell people are not so true narratives, right? So that like we're building some extraordinary layer one technology again. So we're not doing that. So what we really want to do is to make it, always say, business grade. Business grade means the technology may be not so advanced, but it's stable. It's useful for us to run the business on top of that.
Yeah.
Right. So in order to make sure it will happen, we want to focus on this level, just like a service level. We want to make sure it's a business grade.
Yeah.
Because in the crypto industry in the past years, so you can see a lot of very innovative ideas and applications happen. But most applications are just a showcase, a demo, right? So it won't last too long. I see most apps life cycle is very short, maybe several months or up to a year or so. So and also when volume is moving up, it might be crashed or something bad happen, right? So just like I remember Solana network actually stopped several times last year, right? All those tells us, okay, maybe we'll all try to do something good, something innovative, something valuable to the business community. But on the other side, are we ready really to deliver such infrastructure to the business community, right? So that's a question mark. So that's something we really want to focus on. So in the future, if people feel, okay, this is a application running on top of an Uptick network, they will think, okay, it's stable, it's reliable, right? It's secure.
Yeah.
Well, of course, I cannot promise all those things, but that's the goal we want to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Nice. So I guess,
Yeah.
some analogies there. So far in the testnet 1, testnet 2, it's just kind of been idling, and the stability has been pretty good. No issues.
It's average. It's
Okay.
normal.
Okay.
It's running, but some nodes, maybe sometimes in jail because of the downtime or whatever. So it's pretty normal in the current decentralized network. But on the other side, what we want to do is to make sure this type of issue can be minimized, right? So I would say the first set of validator nodes can have the professional level of skills to handle it well, right? So that's something we need to do. So that's why we want to push forward for this Game of Uptick testnet. We want to keep ourselves and our participants busy, right? Not just sit on the idle mode to see
full
it.
throttle, red line.
Yeah. So that's not the purpose. Actually, we already did it in a testnet 1. So we're running the normal testnet and the normal marketplace. People just use it as users. So that's not bad. So because that brings up the awareness to the community, right? So Uptick network is running and it's competing with others in the same level. But in testnet 2, we're moving forward to this so-called business grade, right? So that's really important to encourage the business community pay attention to this project.
Yeah. So we're recording this late on November 10th, and then this Game of Uptick will be launched on the 11th or pretty soon.
Yeah, it will be launched 11, which is Friday of this week.
Great.
Another thing to mention is, so I just talk about this layer 1 validator level of ideas. On the other side, the marketplace is also a good one for people to test out if you don't have such layer 1 skills, right? So you just become a application users and also application testers. So because also the same thing for this marketplace, it's running on top of the EVM on the Uptick network, but so we want to test out its limitation. It's not just a functionality. Well, a functionality and usability are important, but more than that, we want people to crash it, right? to by whatever ways you want to use it to crash it. So that's the way to test out its limitation and also to find the bottleneck of this marketplace, and also including some security holes. Right. So that's really important. So this is our purpose, to really help hope people can go to the deep level of this testnet 2 and join this game to do something different other than just normal use, right?
Yeah, it's exciting. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay. Anything else to mention, Brian?
Yeah, so I think so the details will be released in our Medium article on 11th, which is Friday. So basically, I maybe I can introduce you the steps how people can participate, right? So how basically the basic methodology is like this. We want to keep it open. So we don't want to define a closed game because we believe the wisdom from community is more than ours. So that's why we have this process defined in the place as the first step. The reason we turn on the forum in Discord is to help people to post specific suggestions, topics over there. So then we can follow up to discuss, even the whole community can discuss, to concentrate on one topic and maybe discuss to the certain level, right? So at the same time, if the people who proposed this idea or some other people who joined this discussion is willing to become a owner of this task, they can actually go to the testnet governance module to file a proposal over there, on-chain proposal. So that's that also exercise the governance functionality. So once the proposal is in place for voting, so all the nodes in the community can decide to vote yes or no, right? Especially, the core team has probably have more voting power at this moment. So we can decide to yes or no, which means to accept or reject this task for the incentive program, right? So once the vote, once this proposal is passed, so then the owner can start the work to make the contribution and show the community the result. So that's the process we want to go through. So it's more structured, organized. So and also it exercised most functionalities in the community. Yeah. So that's the one way to be organized. So at the same time, some tasks belongs to the base layer. So it might be related to validators. Then we can delegate tokens on top of that nodes as a recognition and also for the future incentive. On the other side, for the tasks which is not related to the nodes, right? So because you have your own Uptick testnet address, you make a suggestions or you make some things valuable to the community, but it's not just you don't have a node. So in that case, we will also find a way to send you a badge, an NFT badge from the marketplace because you have an account by default over there. Yeah. Right. So those NFT badges will be also acknowledgement to your contribution. So all those badges will be will be a evidence or will be the things you can claim, the future incentive tokens. Yeah, so basically we want to be more quantified through this game, and also be measurable, right? So for the future incentive program. Yeah. So that's something we planned. So basically the delegation token and also NFT badges. Yeah. So those will be the major recognition to the contributors and the lead to the future incentive tokens.
It's a good idea. Good idea. Nice.
Yeah.
Make sure you promote it a lot on through the Cosmos community and IrisNet community. Try to get as many people as possible.
Of course, we will do that. Yeah. And also, just like I said, the topic we in our minds might not be everything, right? So we just want to start from there, so the community can propose more ideas and from different angles. For example, currently we're thinking, okay, maybe certain categories we can work on that: tools, utilities, right? And also some product or operation related suggestions and ideas, and also some security challenge, right? So you can do. Of course, social media. If you're a social media expert, right? So to broadcast Uptick or news or this program through your social media network, that also welcome. It's like as a KOL contributor, right? Yeah. So of course, in this process, we might find issues. So we will also welcome some code development and to do the bug fix or some issue discussion, troubleshooting together. Yeah, and more than that, so you can name it, right? Just list it, and we will respond to that.
Yeah. It's going to be exciting. It's good. Looking forward to it.
So I hope we will be busy enough in the next 1.5 months. That's our goal. So I think it's time to really move it forward. So especially to make sure no matter the marketplace and the base infrastructure will be ready for the business level applications to run on top of that. So that's our purpose. So hopefully we can do it together.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay.